Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Naomi, and today I want to share with you 5 poses that you can do to help you stay calm and grounded during the holidays, because this time of year can get a little bit out of control. It can really uproot us with all of the crazy that's happening, all of the travel, all of the family, all of the friends, all of the parties, all of the expectations. And so I want you to just have 5 or 6, we'll see what happens, 5 poses that you can do every day that shouldn't take very much time, that will just help you get back into your body, make you feel more calm, more settled, and more like yourself, so that you can survive the holiday season and actually enjoy the holiday season. So let's get started. So you will actually need, perhaps, it sort of depends, you might need a blanket, you might need a chair, and you might need 2 blocks. So have those handy just in case, but let's get going. Let's come up to stand. Take your legs wide apart. So your first pose is a standing forward bend, wide-legged. Okay, so give your knees a little bit of a bend and fold forward. Okay, now if your fingertips don't easily touch the floor, this is where you might want some blocks, just so that your hands are resting on something to start. Okay, if your hands do easily come to the floor, you can place your hands on the floor and just fold. Keep equal weight in your feet, so in the balls of your feet and in your heel. And make sure that you're not locking your knees, but instead equally weighted in the front and the back of your legs. And as you fold here, feel the strength of your legs support you. And also just use your exhales to let any tension, any stress, any feelings of overwhelm just drain out of your body, down through your legs, out through your head. So if you're feeling any tension in your head or neck, let it go. And you can stay here for the next few breaths just like this, or you can interlace your fingers behind your back. Just going to give your shoulders a little bit more work. Your head can hang. It's totally up to you though. And then you can stay here, or if you want just a little more movement, you can bend your right knee and shift over to the right. Come back through center, bend your left knee, shift over to the left. And again, you can do this with your hands on the floor. Or you can just stay steady in the middle without moving at all. But if you just want a little bit more gentle movement, bend your right knee, shift to the right, lower your hips down. Bend your left knee, shift over to the left, lower your hips down. And if you're moving, go one more time over to the right, bend your right knee, lower your hips. Move through center, bend your left knee, lower your hips. And then turn towards your right foot, everybody, and step back into downward facing dog, which is your second pose. Okay, so if you're unfamiliar with downward facing dog, you can come into it from the ground. So you can bring your hands to the floor or your knees to the floor. Place your hands as wide apart as your shoulders, your knees as wide as your hips. Curl your toes under so your toes are pressing into the ground. Press into your hands. Shift your hips back, lift your knees, and lift your butt up into the air like you're in an upside down V. You can bend one knee at a time just to stretch out through your legs. Keep your hands firmly rooted. Now, if you have any wrist stuff, any neck or shoulder drama, or you don't like bearing weight in your hands, this is where you can grab your chair. Place your hands on the top of the chair and stretch back. And this is your chair dog. You can do this at a table. You can do this at a wall with your hands on the wall. If you're still in downward facing dog with your hands on the floor, you can stay there for another few breaths. If you need to rest, lower your knees to the floor. Otherwise, take a few more breaths right where you are, either in your chair dog or your wall dog or your table dog or your down dog. And then come on out of your pose. Lower your knees to the floor. Okay, and you're going to come into table pose. Now this third pose is called thread the needle. So you're going to take your right arm, slide your right arm under your left arm, come up onto your left fingertips, so there's more space for your shoulder to move. Your knees are bent and directly underneath your hips. And you should be a little bit more on the side of your head, moving towards the back of your head, not on your ear. So you want to be closer to the top. You can walk your left fingertips a little bit further forward, maybe even behind you to open up more through your chest, or you can stay right where you are. Now, if your shoulder does not comfortably come to the floor, you can instead lower your right forearm to the floor with your fingers pointing to the right, bring your left hand to your hip, or stretch your left arm up. So it's the same idea, just without coming all the way down to the ground. And if you're still twisted, unwind out, come back into table pose. Take your left arm, slide it underneath your right, come up onto your right fingertips, and just twist yourself gently through. And again, if you cannot get your shoulder all the way to the ground, you can place your forearm on the ground instead, with your fingers pointing to the right. Right hand to your hip, or extend your right arm up. Take a full breath in, full breath out. And again, just let any tension, any drama, any overwhelm, just release out through the parts of you that are on the earth. Head, shoulder, forearm, knees. Let all of that overwhelm drain out of you and come back to you. And then unwind back into table. Then shift your hips back to your heels into child's pose. Rest your forehead on the floor. If your forehead doesn't come to the floor, you can grab one of your blocks. Place your head on the block and hold on to the block. And if your hips don't easily come to your heels, you can take that blanket that you have and put it right behind your knees. Oops. You want it to fit though. And just be as supported as you need. So in child's pose, toes are together, knees are apart, head is resting on something. And then slowly make your way out and come to lie on your back. Put all of your props to the side. You don't need them. Lie on your back, stretch your legs out. And then draw your right knee in towards your chest. Keep your left leg extended. Give your right shin a little squeeze, a little extra love. And then hold on to the outside of your right leg with your left hand. Take it across your body to the left. Extend your right arm to the right and twist. With every exhale, feel your shoulders get heavier, your head get a little heavier. Your right leg and your left hip should feel a little bit heavier. Just let the earth support you. Bring your knee back up to center. Give your shin a little squeeze. And then extend your right leg all the way out. Draw your left knee in. Give your shin just a little squeeze. And then hold on to the outside of your left knee with your right hand and take your left knee all the way across to the right. Extend your left arm over to the left. And make your breaths a little bit smoother. Sink into the support of the earth, support of your own breath. Let yourself be held. Bring your knee back up. Take a hold of your left shin. Give it a little squeeze. And then extend your left leg all the way out. And for our very last pose, I just want you to stay here on your back in Savasana for a few moments. Let your body be heavy. Every part, your feet should fall out to the sides. You can take your legs a little bit wider, your arms a little bit wider, or you can place one hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Whatever feels most comfortable to you. But allow yourself to rest just for a few breaths. If at any point you feel uncomfortable, you can bend your knees and let your knees knock in towards one another. Again, just be here. Even though it feels really amazing, go ahead and bend your knees. And roll over to your favorite side. Use your hands to help push you up, back up. And sit. Whew. It's hard to get up when that feels so good, right? So those are your 5 poses, and I added that last pose, Savasana, at the end, just to give you a reminder that at this time of year, during the holiday season, what you actually need more than anything is rest. So you got 5 poses. I'm going to list them again for you just so that you remember. The first pose was a wide-legged forward bend with a little bit of movement if you wanted. The next pose was downward facing dog, which you could do on your mat or with a chair. The pose after that was threading the needle, in which you had the alternative also to just put your forearm down, open into a twist. The next pose was child's pose, which you can do supported with a block and a blanket if you like. And then the final pose before Savasana was a seated twist, so taking your knee across your body. So those are your 5 poses to take. And then at the very end, you do want to give yourself a little bonus restorative love by just resting your body. And so after you've done this practice a few times, just, maybe once we get to the Savasana part, pause it and lie on your back for as long as you want and don't feel like you have to wait for me to end it. End it when it feels good. Take your rest, take your breaks, because during the holidays, You need it, I need it, everybody needs it. So hopefully this is really useful. Hopefully this will help you stay more connected to you during the holiday season, more grounded in your body, and just able to really enjoy instead of feeling frantic and crazed all the time. If you did enjoy this practice, please let me know by leaving a comment in the comments below. And as always, if you really dig this channel and the practices that I offer, go ahead and subscribe in the bottom right corner so that you can see me in your inbox every Monday when I drop a brand new video. So thanks for hanging out with me today. Have a fantastic holiday season, and I will see you on the mat again really soon.